everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day. Hope you are all having an amazing day today. My name is Lex and welcome back to some more GTA 5, where today we are going to be checking out a mod that is well overdue for GTA 5, and it's actually V-Stancer. It's a new version of V-Stancer that adds the all-important features that change wheel diameter and wheel width. This is going to be a major change to all mods from now on, I imagine, because I'm now going to be tweaking all the wheel sizes and everything. And so in today's video, I thought I'd check out some cars that I felt really could have done with a change of wheel size, whether it's in width, whether it's in diameter, and we just tune them up and see what sort of cool new style cars we can make using the new version of V-Stancer. So before we get into all of that, there's going to be some comments on the screen. What the hell is that guy doing? And there's going to be some comments on the screen. These are comments featured from the previous video. If you would like your comments featured, you can leave them in the comment section below. I'll pick some at random and feature them at the start of the next video. And don't forget, you can also follow me on Twitter at Figureight. Links to my Twitter are in the description below. And you can also follow me on Instagram, _Figureight. There'll be a link to that in the description below as well. So, you're probably wondering what I'm driving. Why am I in the interior view? What am I hiding? Well, some of you, the more of the trained eyes amongst you, may recognise that this is a Panto. And if I was to go to this view, well, it seems a little bit low, but other than that, pretty normal. But you might be able to spot that that wheel is looking a little bit thin. That is because that... Oh, okay, it's actually glitching through the floor. That's probably because I'm on a hill and it's a bit bumpy. But look at this. This is the new style of Panto that I've made, where it just has really, really tiny and thin wheels. Like that. Because we can now. So yeah, that is pretty much going to set you up for the rest of this video. This is what you're going to be expecting. You can do all sorts of stuff like this now with V-Stancer. So actually, let's go and find somewhere a bit better, because it's not really that bright around here. And I'm going to spawn in something else for us to modify. And so, I thought, what better car to start off with than the Kalahari, the Canis Kalahari, the weird sort of mini moke style car for GTA 5. And that is because this thing just has really thin wheels, and it's always been something that you've never been able to change, and it meant that when you actually went to the custom wheels and you started putting in aftermarket things on, it looked really fake, because none of those aftermarket wheels would have come as thin as these wheels do, and so it always looked weird. So, if I just go and jump in. Now, the only way you can change this is if you have custom wheels. So we're going to go into menus and menus custom, and we're going to just go for a random set of wheels. So I'm just going to go for sports. I'm using the Law Friendly Wheels mod pack as well. I'll put a link to that in the description. And let's go to chrome rims, because this is where we're going to get all the extras. And let's just pick a random wheel. And as you can see, normally you get just the change of style, but the same thin, typical wheel. Should we go for the 3 spokes on this one? Actually, no, I think let's just keep looking. There might be something else. There's actually another set of wheels that I'm thinking of that are going to work really nicely with this. And it's these right here. Either this one or that one. I think let's go for this one. And whilst we're here, I might as well just change the colour. I'm feeling gold today. Yeah, how about that? Right, so this is where the magic comes in. So let's just open up V-Stance. So we're going to have to turn off this camera thing because it would have moved the camera around. And let's go to the tyres section. And now, as you can see, we have wheel size and wheel width. Now, sadly, this only covers all 4 wheels at the same time. It does have the front and rear, but these are for collision settings, which we'll be changing in just a second, perhaps. So let's just start off with the wheel size. And instantly, you can see that it changes the diameter of the wheels. You can make them super big. And it still works. It just looks a bit dumb. And makes people drop their donuts. Or you can go the other way, like I did with the Panto. God, this guy's really just... Why is it that wherever I park, I end up just having to deal with some idiot? And yeah, as you can see, I've made the wheel size smaller, just like what I did with the Panto. But you'll notice that the car is hovering. And that is where the collisions come in. This is where we use the tyre radius function, and we basically just change that until the wheel hits the ground. So it actually looks like the wheels are planted. There we go. And then we do the same on the rear. Like that. Bung that down. And then, all you have to do is then to go to the suspension menu. You could probably do visual lowering, perhaps. Obviously, with the Canis, if you wanted it to get that low, you'd just have to ignore the fact that the exhaust is there. And you can get it that low, or perhaps just as low as you can get it. Or, of course, you can just change the lowering like that. But obviously, With wheels this small, it's going to look a bit weird and it's going to go through the floor. So actually, now that I completely messed up all these settings, I should probably spawn in another one. Right, same set of wheels, 118, same color, gold. Right, let's try this again. So we go to V-Stancer and we're going to go to tires, and this time I'm just going to make them wider. And the great thing is, it actually changes the whole dish and the whole... It makes the wheels just look cool. Look at that. We're making a deep dish version of this wheel. The way that it stretches out just works so amazingly well. And there we go with the super wide wheel Canis Kalahari. But I'm going to try and make this look a bit more realistic. So if we went for a wheel size like this, maybe you'd find they were like this width. And maybe we'd just go a little bit smaller like that, which means we're going to have to go and change all of the collisions. So let's just go to the radius on the front and knock that down so it looks like it's on the ground, just around there. And then we're going to do the same on the rear. Knock that down. And then we're going to go to suspension menu and we're going to do the same things that we did before. So let's go for visual lowering on this one. And as you can see, the style of the Canis does actually have like a much deeper arch on the front, which means we're going to get some really weird rake going on. But I guess because of that low-hanging exhaust, it's probably going to be for the best. So let's just start with the rear first. So let's just go for the rear track width and let's try and make this flush. So I'm going to do it about there. Lower that down just a little bit more. We are definitely actually going through the floor on the exhaust, but oh well. We could actually probably make the wheels just a little bit bigger to combat that, but I really like how these wheels look. I wonder, is that actually, can we change this? Is there a tuning thing to get rid of this exhaust? Ah, there is. There's a straight exit. Oh yeah, and by the way, every time you mod things, the wheels change back. So actually, if you were going to do this, you'd modify the car first and then the wheels last, because yeah, now it looks kind of weird. But anyway, exhaust's on the back now, so we can actually get it a little bit lower. Okay, this is not really going smooth sailing. Third time lucky, though. Let's get the wheels right. So I'm just going to go for the same width to get these poking out just as they were before. So around there, like that. And we get a little bit less on the size, about there. And then we'll go ahead and change the collisions as well. Right, so that's all done. We can get the visual lowering. There we have it on the rear. Like that, we go a little bit. Should we go for a bit of camber on this one? Let's get a little bit of camber. I know you guys are always a bit hit and miss with that, but this is going to be the extreme modifying thing that we can now do with this, so why not go extreme for the first video? I'm definitely going to be doing more than one video on this because there are so many cars I want to check out and change wheel sizes and all that sort of stuff and show you all the cool things that you can do with this, because it's not just making things with wide wheels and stance or whatever. So let's just go for the front. I'll go for a tiny bit of camber. Seems this is going to, you can't really drive this. It's pretty much a show car. And then let's get some track width in. And then let's just go for some manual front height. Like that. Seems the visual lowering is quite linear. And let's get that. A little bit of track width. And look at that. We've definitely got a lot of rake going on with this one. But look at that. That is a fully stanced out Kalahari, which we could have never done before without this mod because of the fact you could only have the thin wheels. Now you can have wide, deep dish, which also gives you some tyre stretch as well, you might notice. And look at that, fully stanced Kalahari. Let's just go for a drive in this. I mean, we're definitely going to have the collisions going through as well on the arches, as usual with all these things when we slam them down. Yeah, definitely. When you put a lot of go in that, I was going to say, when you start moving forward, you start to notice that that goes down a bit, so you probably want to make that just a little bit higher for normal driving, but when it's static, and just for taking photos, as I often just build these for, that, apart from the big scratch on the front, it's picture perfect. How about that? Right, so let's actually move on to another car now, and it's a car that the wheels were just a little bit too big for it. I really want to try some smaller wheels on the next car. And it's this, the Rebler. This is one of the cars from GTA 4, and my biggest annoyance with this has always been the size of the wheels. The wheels on this thing are just absolutely huge. And every time I've tried to modify one of these, it's never been exactly as I wanted. I think I even did a video of stancing with V-Stancer where I did this car, and I wasn't completely sold on it because of the fact the wheels were so massive. So I am going to try and do a build with smaller wheels. So actually there's nothing we can really do in tuning, but I'm actually going to go ahead and change the colour and make this thing just look a little bit nicer because we didn't really modify the Kalahari as much as we could have. So let's just go for a nice paint colour for this one. And thanks for that, Mr. GT40 owner. Oh wow, he's really a top driver. What is he doing? Right. Okay. Oh, no, it's coming back in. What? Okay, I probably should go somewhere else because there is a maniac on the loose. No, it's okay. He's gone. Whew. Right, paint colour. And, well, seems that we're going to go for a sort of extreme look. I figured matte orange is going to suit fine, perhaps. Maybe this will turn out terrible, but let's see. So, this style wheel does actually exist in the Law Friendly's wheel mod pack in the sports section, which means we can get coloured centres with the chrome lip. So I think it's around here somewhere. Let's just have a look. Okay, here it is. Wheels 102. And yeah, I guess let's just go for the same style wheels, but let's just make them a little bit nicer. So I'm going to go for that. And I guess let's just try orange. Let's go full orange for this one. Or maybe blue. Yeah, actually, maybe I should have gone for blue with orange wheels. This is kind of a weird look, but as I said, I'm going for the extremes in this video just because this is an extreme change that we can now make. So I'm just making some crazy scene style cars. That's the goal for today. I'm expecting all the hate comments already. Anyway, let's just go for the blue. Let's just be crazy. And let's go to V-Stancer. So let's go to the tyres. And first of all, we want to go ahead and change the wheel diameter. I want to make these wheels a little bit smaller, just so that they match and fit the car a lot better. And just that size might be enough. Maybe I'll just go for a bit more width so we can get some nice looking deeper dish. Ooh. I tell you what, it would be really cool if we could have this staggered across front and rear. Because to be able to have like wider rears and then thinner fronts, that will be end game awesome. But for now, actually, we want a bit of a rise on this. Let's reverse up so we get some more flat land. There we go. Yeah, so we've changed all that, and as you can see, the car is now floating. So we're going to go to front, tyre radius, and let's just knock that down to there. And then we're going to do the same on the rear as well. Now, you can also change, as you can see, on the collisions, we can do tyre width and everything else as well. But for most of these builds, that's going to be irrelevant, so you only really need to worry about tyre radius. So just to get that down to about there, I want to get it so it's like slightly in the ground, because obviously with the weight, the tyres will compress just slightly. So I think that's going to work. So it's just a case now of going to the visual lowering. See, now we can get the Rebler much lower than we could before. Now that we can get wheels that fit more into the arch. Oh, look at that. I'm actually probably going to do only a slight bit of camber with this one. Just a natural sort of camber. And look at that. That is insane. That is a proper stance that you would never be able to get before. And there we go. Let's go a bit more visual lowering on the back, because I guess the front is going to be the lowest. So we'll go for that. And then the front, track width. Actually, I think that might work out perfect. Just going flat down with the visual lowering. Let's go for a bit more on the camber. Track width. Yeah, actually we might actually go a little bit higher on the lowering. There we go. That makes it a bit more natural. And there we go. There is the stanced Rebler. And we can actually go for smaller wheels just to make this even lower still. But how about that? That is awesome. Let's just go and try this with smaller wheels. Let's just see how much lower we can get the Rebler without it sort of glitching through. Maybe that. Let's give this a try. Just get that down there. Change the collisions on the rear. Change the collisions and the suspension manual visual lowering. Ooh, this is getting low. Oh my god. And let's just get that just in just a little bit. It's going to poke out. The problem is it's just some of these arch designs never really work. As you can see, it like sticks out of the back there. That's normally why I end up cambering, just so it just doesn't look so bad, because it sort of hides the tyre a little bit. There we go. There's a bit of camber on there. And then on the front, just knock that in just a little bit. And maybe if we knock that in just a little bit more, we can get some tucked look on the front and get that proper sound effect that's actually glitching through the floor about there. That's our limit. And there we go. There is a proper stanced out Rebler like we could have never got before. Definitely as we're driving, you can see that the wheels poke through. As I've said, I build these mostly just for the style in static form without moving. But how about that? Absolutely bloody fantastic. Maybe you guys would think differently, but do you know what? I'm a fan of that. Right, let's try one more and go for a different style this time. No stance. Let's try a lowrider. Okay, so I'm going to spawn in this Sabre. This is, again, a car from GTA 4. I believe this might actually be from the Vanilla Works Extended pack, but I've got terrible memory. I could be wrong. This might actually be from the pack 4. But what I want to do is, because normally there's different styles of lowrider, but one of the ones that I see is just having really small, like 13-inch Daytons, 12-inch Daytons or something like that, so they can get the car super low and they have just really small wire wheels. I want to try and replicate that with the Sabre, because it's just, you know, it's an interesting, unique look. I mean, we could actually try another car that's slightly older looking, perhaps, but I don't know. I'm feeling that the Sabre's going to give us something nice and unique to look at for this one, so I'm going to go for this. So on Menus Customs, I'm going to go for wheels. I'm actually going to go for Benny's Originals. And as you guys have told me, if I scroll down, we can start getting into the ones that have the white walls. What are these going to look like? Ah, see, this is the sort of thing we want. So we can get something like that. We could have gone for gold Daytons, but I think that the chromes will end up just looking better. Let's just have a run through here, see what we can find. I mean, some of these are definitely the donk wheels, so we could actually make this into a donk as well if we wanted. But let's just go for the full, thick, white wall tyre, and I'm thinking the knockoffs. And of course, also, you might notice that the chrome lip one is a fair width, whereas the knockoffs are just really too thin. But again, we don't have to worry about that anymore. So I'm going to go for that. And let's just go to V-Stancer and make these wheels small. Now, I don't know what is going to be too small that just looks like a piss take, but maybe, because these are actually pretty big cars, maybe that is something like an 11 or a 12-inch, perhaps. Maybe that's going to work. That is definitely, I'm not going mad, that is the sort of thing that people would do, right? And we can make that just a little bit wider so it actually looks more like a set of wheels. There we go. So we have them about that width. And again, I was going to do all the collisions, bring that down. There we go, like that. And then the same on the rear. So then we're going to go to some visual lowering. And there we go. That is a low rider with small wheels. Again, something that we could have never had in GTA before. And now we can. Look at that. Maybe we'll get a little bit more track width. But I mean, they don't really have poke or stuff like that. Or do they? Is that a style now? Maybe not. We'll keep that tucked in. And there we are. And it works because it's the visual lowering, which means that the car's collisions actually just go through the floor. And there we are. Small-wheeled lowrider. I just want to try one more now. I want to try and... Oh dear. That was... It's okay. We don't actually worry about cars being scratched up in this video. I am curious about other vehicles. I know that, sadly, monster trucks crash with V-Stancer. When you actually go to change the wheels, it only happens when V-Stancer is on, but when you go to modify the wheels, it makes the game crash. There's also the problem with V-Stancer doesn't work with bikes, so there are no bikes that we can do this with. But there's actually something that Dynamo Hot Run made on the VanillaWorks Extended Discord, and it was a Blazer Aqua that had sort of like rocket-style wheels. And I thought it'd be fun to recreate this. It was his idea, but I thought I'd show you guys in this video. So I'm going to jump out, grab the Blazer Aqua, and show you just another really weird thing you can do with this mod. Okay, so I've got the Aqua. I'm going to get in the water. And I'm going to flip the wheels. There we go. Wheels are flipped. And actually, we can't see them right now. But let's just give this a try. V-Stancer, we actually have to change the wheels as well, don't we? So let's go to Vehicle Options. And use Customs, Wheels. We'll just pick a random one for this one. Let's go for some off-road. See how these look. Let's just go for the random Nevis. And actually, can we flip these wheels on land first? Or will they set back? I have a feeling that... Oh, okay, they don't. Right, that's going to work perfectly fine. So, let's just go to V-Stancer. And the wheels... Okay, just try and move this out. Yeah, we're probably going to be taking back the water every time, but it's fine. And let's go for a crazy wheel width. Like this. And then make the wheels really small. And now we've got like a weird rocket-style Aqua. In a way. I mean, the possibilities are endless with this thing. There's all sorts of things that you can do. Let's go for a bit more width, perhaps. So they're really sticking out. There we go. And now we have a rocket wheel style Blazer Aqua. Weird. Right, I'm going to try one more in this video. One more random car I'm going to pick at random. And then I'm going to leave it to you guys to suggest some for me to do in another video, because there are so many cars that I guess you guys would want to see with different size wheels. So let's pick a random one, shall we? Okay, here we go. I've gone for the Pagani with the US plates. This is the one that you would get from the VanillaWorks Extended mod. And I don't know, where's a good place to park? Around here? I'm trying to find somewhere that's off the road, because otherwise people are going to drive into me again. Ah, this should work. Just around here. Right, so first of all, I'm going to go to Menus Customs, and again, I want to go for some nice modern wheels that we're going to make super deep dish. I mean, they're already pretty deep dish as it is, but I'm going to try and make this one look pretty mad. So let's just go for... Ooh, maybe we go for like a banded steels look. I like the sound of that. Oh, actually, no, because this one has the chrome lip. I think we have to go for the tuna section to get the full color one. Okay, here we go. In the tuna section to get the full color one right there. And actually, I think that this color for this car and everything just looks perfect. But we'll go for some rear louvers on this one. Go for the exhaust, chrome tip. Why not? Should we go for like full stance scene look and go for the rat look with bra for this? And a big old full large roof rack. This is going to be great. Right, so we got a V-stancer, tires, and I don't think we want the wheels to be any bigger. I think this might be another case of just making them smaller so that we can get lower. But I really want to go big on the width with this one. Oh, look at that. I mean, they are seriously wide wheels. That is some sort of battle car style. Oh my god. Okay, that is really wide, but once it's all lowered and stanced or whatever, you probably won't notice the wheel size as much. So we're going to go for that. And we haven't really changed the wheel size much, but we do need to go down just a little bit more. There we go. And then the same on the rear, just to get that down. There we go. Right, then I'm going to go for some rear track width. Bung that in. And then the same on the front, like that. And I'm going to get some rear camber going as well, of course. Something quite big. Track width that one out. Of course, when you actually get these too wide, you do notice that some of that inside part does start to appear. So you might have to play around with this just to get the right size. But this one's going to work. This one's going to look absolutely ridiculous as well. And actually, now that I've cambered them, you can see that the wheels are lifting off at the side, which is good. But I want to get that just a little bit different. So I'm actually going to change that radius so that only a tiny bit of that wheel is touching the ground. So it looks a bit more like real life, which I think is going to be around there. I think that's going to work. Then we're just going to go visual lowering, knock that down. Okay, track width a little bit less. There we go. So that's not sort of glitching through. It's a bit of an odd size arch, so it's always going to look kind of weird. And then we'll just go for the front, and I'm just going to go for some manual height on the front there. This might actually be just a little bit too small on the front. Maybe I could have gone for some bigger wheels. But oh my god, that is pretty close. Maybe we'll just have the gap at the front. Maybe that's a look. I don't know. Maybe we'll have that poking just a little bit more. This is really unorthodox, and I'm already expecting all the hate comments. You're a rice, Alex. Whatever. But I mean, it's not even rice anymore. What does that even mean? Rice is... I really need to do a video on that, by the way. I keep saying I was going to do a video on the definition of rice. Still keep forgetting. I will get round to it. But look at that. This thing is absolutely bonkers. I've got to be honest, I'm sort of in love. You guys are going to have to let me know what you think. Because, actually, we probably could have done with a bit of camber on that front, because it looks slightly positive. I guess it's probably just in comparison to the front, it does look that way. So let's just try and get it. As you can see, by the way, this is why I have to change the camera thing, because when I go for this menu, it does this. But let's just try front with a little bit of camber. Whoop. Yeah, now I have no idea what this camber is. There we go. Right, let's reset that camera. And look at that. Here we are with a fully stanced, lowered down Pagani, all completely stanced out with the scene look, with the rusty bonnet and everything else like that in the car bra. This is magic. Well, there we are, guys. We've done a lot in this video today. Lots of cars to see, lots of cars for you to let me know in the description, or the comments actually, what you think are best. That was probably the worst English I've ever done in my life. Let me know in the comments section which cars you like, which ones you don't. Maybe you'd have changed them, maybe you'd have made the wheels bigger, smaller, different types of wheels. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section below. And also, give me some ideas of some other cars you would like to see me check out and change the wheel sizes, get them some nice big wide wheels, smaller wheels, bigger wheels, chunkier wheels. Let me know in the comment section below, and maybe I'll pick some and do a video in the future based on your suggestions. But that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. There'll be a link in the description below where you can go and get the law-friendly wheels mod, of course, and Vanilla Works Extended. I'll put a link to that, and I'll also put a link to V-Stancer so you can go ahead and build this sort of stuff yourself. But there we go, guys. That is it. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you all next time. Goodbye.